All right. Good morning, everyone. It is 10:33 on June 15th, 2021, and today I get to do a $724 recap. It's pretty nice. There's some things on the move today. And although this looks like so here's the bottom. I zoomed this in so that it was more visible. You can see here, it looks like I did a lot of trading, but actually this is just 4 trades. I was trading 1,000 shares at a time on ALF, and then I traded. Oh yeah, this is a position. NVAX was a short that I put on yesterday. I traded NVAX. I think I made money on NVAX to the long, on the long side yesterday, but it really is getting hammered. I'll show you the chart beneath the resistance level. I went ahead and took profits on it, made $237 on that one. Then tried this 200. Let's see, it's probably pretty small on your screen. Let me zoom in. I did take a small amount, another trade on ALF. It was pretty high. I was looking for a next leg of the breakout. It didn't happen, so I cut it really quickly at 10 cents loss on only 200 shares. I didn't trade 1,000 shares on it that time. I didn't have a high level of confidence on it, so I pared back my volume. And then AMC I traded 100 shares on. Excuse me, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to sneeze at you like that. I tried to mute the mic real fast, but I couldn't get my cursor over to the volume setting. I'm sorry about that. And so then there's the AMC, and I traded 100 shares on that for quick profit, 21 cents. It's quite a bit moving today. It's kind of nice to see. Usually the summertime is a little bit quieter than that, but we can get some stuff going during the summertime. So let's see. ALF is the first one I'll go over. That's what's on the screen now. And ALF, I put levels on ALF that were from back here. The first 2 levels on ALF were from back here. Now, it actually did this pre-market. It actually made this move. And then it did it in regular hours too. The first trade I took on this, though, we'll go back to it here real quick. So the first trade that I took on it was for the break right here over the open. So 3 minutes into the day, it opened here, dipped down to the close to the 491 level that I had from a pre-market move, and then it moved away, and then it started to break out, but it was a false breakout. I got in at about $5.20 a share on this breakout over the open. It started to work, but then it failed. And I was holding on to 1,000 shares, and I was like, there's just no way this stock is going to die off. This particular stock, now in normal circumstances, I would have cut the losses on, something like UFAB. I didn't trade UFAB. I'll go over that one in a minute. But if I were trading UFAB and I got stuck on the downside or it started to move against me, I would have cut my losses really quickly. But ALF is a different story because ALF has a 3 million share float. Let me get over to my scanner here. Yeah, ALF has a 3.83 million share float. And by the time it had opened, it had already traded 20 million shares. So, by the time the market opened, it already traded 20 million shares. It was a crowded trade, so it was going to trade like a large cap, a lot like a large cap. And I was like, okay, this thing is just dipping. There's just some profit taking here. The gap and go isn't going to work. I was looking for an opportunity to break above the open, and that's not going to work. I'm like, you know what though? I'm not dumping this 1,000 shares, and if I had, I would have gotten 522 down to 468. Pardon me. If I'd dumped it all the way at the bottom there, I would have realized a $600 loss. And I just knew with a manufacturing company that just got a big contract, a big order in with an extremely low float, and plus I'm bullish Florida. This place is located in Miami. I just was like, I just wasn't convinced that this thing was going to do what a lot of small cap momentum stocks, like small cap bio stocks, do, which is come up and then just trail off for the rest of the day. This is a manufacturing company. You know, it's a completely different set of circumstances with an extremely low float. So after it started dipping down below 491, I started buying in increments of 100, and I think that's why there are so many trades on my trade sheet. But I bought into another 1,000 shares as it dipped down below 491. About once every 30 seconds or so, I just clicked the buy button on 100 shares, and it came back up through my price. And so I let it go. I was in at an average of $5.05 on 2,000 shares. And I let go of it here at 521 after it started to hit resistance in this area. Now, if I'd held on to it for a minute longer, it would have been really smart of me to do. But it was back in the resistance area here where the open was. And so I let it go right there around 520 or so. And I got, on average, about a 25-cent gain on those 2,000 shares. So, or I'm sorry, on those 2,000 shares, I got about an 18-cent gain for, $360. So, yeah, I would have definitely liked to have held on to those 2,000 shares for this run up past $6. That would have been a much more profitable trade. But basically, after seeing something go negative and then coming back and turning positive, it's nice to be out of the trade. So then I was watching and I was like, okay, so it made this run right here, made this big run up right here. And I have a dotted line here. And so I was like, okay, well, here's the top of this move. Now it's going to pull back and then go for the next move. And so after the close of this candle, I put a dotted line there. And after the close of this candle, I put a dotted line on it. And then when it broke above $6.15, I was in for $6 at $6.16 on 1,000 shares. And it ran up to as high as $6.57. I was watching the level 2, and a lot of selling came in right there for whatever reason at $6.57. And so I dumped it. And on that one, I only got I hit, sell when it was close to $6.57, and I got filled around $6.30. So there's quite a bit of slippage there. About 10 cents worth of slippage on 1,000 shares is $100. But I got on average about 13 cents per share profit. So another $130. It is what it is. I missed the big move right here. But I also got out of the trade profitably. So, I'm still improving as a trader. It's the way it goes. You're always improving as a trader, I would hope. After 10:30, I think the stock is probably, after the stock price settles down, after this initial news of this big order, and, trading is about a 24 to 48 hour attention span for stocks like this. So after it trades today, it might get some continuation tomorrow. We'll see. But essentially, the stock price, it's going to come back down again. It's sort of like a fad. Today's the day where it catches a bid. It might again tomorrow. I don't know. But then after things settle down a bit, and this company might be worth investing in. At the right price. We'll see what happens in the next couple of days. For right now, though, I want to just let the stock price settle down a bit. It's a rather recent IPO. This thing IPO'd in early May. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so then NVAX, this is one, I went short 20 shares on this yesterday at $208. Let's see. Yeah, right around here. I came into the office later in the day, and this thing just hit. There's this downtrend line here. It opened up higher than the trend line yesterday. I tried trading it. Oh, I did trade it yesterday. I only made like $100 on it. I had to readjust. I had to buy back in at a lower level to be able to average out, and basically got lucky because this thing got pummeled basically all day. And so toward the end of the day yesterday, I got short at about $208, the close to 209, but I'll say 208.75, something like that. And I was like, this thing's just going to get pummeled. Look at the way it's reacted every time it's gotten to this trend line area. It's just really taken a beating. And so today I just decided to go ahead and take profits on this trade and made about $237. Let's see, just shy of $13 per. Let's bring it down. I'll bring it down here. Yeah, the type. I had to like reduce the type to be able to get all of my trades in from today. So $11.89 per share on 20 shares on NVAX. Then I gave ALF another shot. I think it was for the break right here, the break of this 657 level, and it just wasn't working. It was like it broke, and it looked like it held. And so on this move right here, on the move up, I attempted right at $6.57 to buy, but it started to tumble down. So I lost, and that was only on 200 shares, so I lost 10 cents per share, which is $20. So, the reason I reduced my share size is because this thing had already made two moves. And usually after the second move, here's one move in the move up, and then here's another pullback in the move up. And usually after the second move, you don't get a third try. You don't get a third stab at it. And so, it might not be done for the day. There might be more upside to ALF on the day, but my most successful time. I'm just going to roll out. It's past 10:30, and then AMC. Let's see, AMC. Okay, so initially I was looking at $60.62 on AMC, and I couldn't get in. When it broke right here, I attempted to get into AMC right there on this break, but it wouldn't fill me. And so I canceled the order immediately, and it pulled back below again. So I was like, okay, well, maybe this is going to be resistance again. Well, anyway, I didn't wind up trading the $60.62 level on AMC, which would have been a good entry because you can see here, it went up to as high as $64.50 roughly. I did make a quick trade on it right here above 61.67, and I caught it right at 61.67, and I only caught it for 21 cents. So I let it go pretty quickly. I was pretty nervous at this point of the day after 10 o'clock. I mean, it's still before 10:30, but I don't know. I just hate to see a trade go against me, really. Taking small profits. It's a little bit of a trick to trading. I need to sit tight for the big profits, but I also have had a rather successful career on making money on the small moves, larger share size typically, but this I just didn't feel like taking a lot of risk. I'd already made over $500 on the day, and just wanted to dip my toe in the water for AMC. So, okay, everybody, let's see. That is pretty much my trading day. Let's take a look at the SPY here. So the SPY on the 1 minute is kind of hanging around the bottom of oversold on the relative strength 1 minute indicator, and it's definitely sinking into oversold on the 10-minute indicator. Let's see what the VIX is doing. The VIX is in overbought on the 10-minute and is flirting with overbought on the 1 minute. I don't see any sure signals on the SPY right now. You can see actually the SPY is in a really tight trading range here. Over the past roughly, let's see, was that roughly 3 weeks? The SPY has just been, on a daily measure there, we're talking like 2-point swings maximum in either direction. So not easy trading, not like it's when it's, making moves that are 4 or 5 points wide per day. It's a bit easier to profit on days like that. This will, this tight pattern right here, it'll unwind and start giving us some bigger moves eventually, and when it does, I'll be here to trade it. All right, everyone, that is my recap, my $724 recap for the day. Good luck out there. Keep your risk tight. Click like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and I will see you at tomorrow's morning strategy session. I am out.